Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amy Cole-Smith, Director of Diversity here at the Institute. And today for our sponsor spotlight, we have David Martin from Gallagher. David is the Global Director of Inclusion and Diversity, and we are so excited to talk to him today. So welcome, David.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here with you and excited to have a great conversation around diversity, equity, inclusion.
Awesome. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and just have this awesome and very important discussion. So, David, can you just tell us about yourself and your role at Gallagher?
Sure, absolutely. So I joined Gallagher over 2 years ago. However, I've been doing diversity, equity, inclusion work for well over 16 years plus. Started out as an ERG leader, working as a national chair of an ERG for several years, and then transitioned into a senior advisor of diversity and inclusion role. I also held a manager of global diversity role prior to joining Gallagher. So I've been doing diversity, equity, inclusion work for quite some time now.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. That's really good. Because I don't want to call you seasoned, but you know what you're doing. We'll see.
Yeah, I have some battle scars.
Okay.
For sure.
So what made Gallagher decide to become a sponsor of BIIC?
Yeah, I think really it aligns well with a lot of the things that we have been doing on our journey, focused on building a more inclusive culture at Gallagher. We really look to partner with organizations that are developing talent in very meaningful ways. And so it's very aligned to some of the other partnerships that we have, where we try to also support a community, but more importantly, provide opportunities for our employees, which I know the BIIC does through its leadership development program, as well as share out resources, but also educate, our broader employee population on, topics that impact the Black community. And so for us, the BIIC really made a lot of sense, and supporting it. In addition, finding things within our industry can be challenging at times. Right. And so this was just the right fit for us.
Awesome. So how do you see the mission and the work of BIIC influencing the industry, since you just brought up the industry?
I really think, some of the topics that were laid out and talked about at its founding last year, which I was, privileged to review and see firsthand, really excited me. And I think excited not just myself, but others within Gallagher. I think it is, a good opportunity for us to showcase, just all the skills and talent that is out there and available to organizations like Gallagher, because we really, once again, don't see that as much as we should, in my humble opinion, and really want to double down on some of the commitments that we've made, and other organizations have made, I should say, as well. So for me, I think BIIC and for Gallagher, this is really an important place where we can share ideas, where we can listen in and hear what are some of the challenges, what are some also the opportunities that we should be, and other organizations and insurance companies should be aware of.
That's good. That is really good. So does Gallagher currently have any internal initiatives that focus solely on Black executives, up and coming Black executives, or just Black talent in general?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We, last year wanted to increase the number of individuals that were participating in the BIIC's leadership development program. When we had a chance to review what the curriculum looked like, the topics, for us, it was very clear that this is something that we wanted, especially our Black talent that we were developing for or are in senior leadership roles to participate in. And the response was tremendous. We actually had 5 to 6 participants earmarked that went through the program last year. And as a part of that, we wanted to share out their very positive experiences that they had shared with us following the program. And we decided to create a video in partnership with the BIIC to share out during our Black History and Heritage Month this past year. And the video turned out so great. It was a great testimonial to the program, and also some key takeaways that those participants had gained by participating in it, and ways that they were going to apply it to their current role, but more importantly in the future, and some of the roles that they were hoping to move into or aspire to. In addition, we had our CEO share it out with our board of directors and make sure that they were aware of it as well, because of the impact that it had. So, from many different perspectives, we look for those opportunities. We once again are sponsoring the BIIC this year. We also are looking forward to putting more individuals through, if possible, in that leadership development program that we have identified. So absolutely, it's something that we definitely want to focus on and continue.
That's awesome. And I had the honor of being able to watch that video. And I will say the video was great. It was very inspiring. And it was good to hear such positive feedback, especially since it was BIIC's first year doing that program. So thank you so much for doing that video. That video was great, and it showed that we're on the right track.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's ways that we at Gallagher try to look for how we can continue to support and develop, our talent, and really at all levels. And also, how can we recruit folks to this industry? Obviously, participating in something like the BIIC's Leadership Development Program is a great way to demonstrate our commitment and our support.
So what other DEI related initiatives is Gallagher currently implementing internally or externally?
Yeah, so I think, it's important for people to know that our CEO signed the pledge a few years ago for, diversity and inclusion. So the CEO pledge for inclusion specifically, that was also a part of our commitment to doubling down, creating my role, my team, having a focus out of our enterprise corporate function, but more importantly, like I had mentioned, standing up I&D committees and councils across our different divisions, but also regionally. So what some people might be surprised to find out is actually it's not just here in the US. We actually have that same kind of following across other countries and regions. And so that helps us. I think it really makes us stronger. Some of the other things that we do, we focus on February, like many companies do, but we've expanded our celebration and spotlight on the Black community beyond just the month. But we created Black History and Heritage Month is what we try to focus on as a celebration among other celebrations that we host. And what we do is we share resources, we spotlight our talent. We also give them a voice. We hosted, just to give you an example, a panel discussion on what does it mean to be Black globally, not just and regionally. So we decided we wanted voices both in the North, but also in the South in the US. But we also wanted to, share the perspective of what does it mean to be Black in the insurance industry and working in the insurance industry in Canada and the UK and other regions. And so that was a really impactful discussion that we hosted and shared out with our colleagues. There are many other initiatives that Gallagher is pursuing, whether it's partnerships or sponsorships, to support diverse talent, not just in the US, but like I mentioned, globally. Just last week, we announced a sponsorship of World Rugby, Women's World Rugby. And, with it, tied to it is a initiative that is going to help, prepare women leaders, which would include also Black women leaders. in that initiative that are part of rugby. So we really are, in our view, trying hard to look at ways that we can expand the net, continue to develop and attract talent to our industry, but more importantly, support that talent in unique and different ways.
And I love what you said at the end, support that talent, because we can get the talent all day long, but you have to have the resources to actually support them so that they feel included and welcome as well. So as a Black woman, I definitely appreciate what Gallagher is doing.
Yeah, we also have for a client-facing perspective, we have what's called Gallagher Connect Partners. That's where we work with diverse companies, and they become partners of ours, where we're also advising and helping others, clients in this case, develop what they need from a diversity, equity, and inclusion standpoint for their company's needs. And so we basically work as consultants in this space to try to drive that as well. And in particular, we have a large group of minority-owned business owners that are part of Gallagher Connect Partners. So whether it's in our communities that we're serving, whether it's internally for our employees, or whether it's for our clients, this has always been a top of mind for us at Gallagher, and something that we're trying to continue to build upon as we move forward.
Well, that's awesome. That everything that Gallagher is doing, we thank you for being a partner of BIIC. So once again, I am Amy Cole-Smith, Director of Diversity here at the Institutes, and today's Sponsor Spotlight was brought to you by Gallagher and David Martin, who's the Global Director of Inclusion and Diversity. Thank you so much, everyone, and we can't wait to see you next time. Thank you, David.
Thank you.